So yeah, I really had this interesting thought that I thought about was like, if I improve every day for the rest of my life, I will be so much better than the guys who are already at the top right now. And even if they do get better with me over time, I can still beat them out. Because think about it, we are playing an infinite game that is over life. Because we don't want to do self improvement for a day or like 10 days or like 30 days. Oh, I tried Andrew Berman's protocol for 30 days. Wow. I tried Van Gogh's, artistic routine for 7 days, and this is how I changed my life. No, we're not trying to do that. We're trying to optimize our life to be the best version of ourselves for the whole life. Like, what else are we going to do? Like, is there anything else to do that is better? I don't think so. So, in this context, when we are trying to improve our life for the rest of our life, 1% every day, that is at the minimum. At the minimum, we try to improve every day by 1%. I think we can be way better than anybody who's doing anything right now, unless they start to do our own protocol, and if they do much better, obviously. But I think that's actually a really good way to being, because sometimes I do get this message from Alex Hormozy or Hamza that you have to do what's required, you have to do what's required, you have to do what the market is at. But you know what? I'm not at that level. Like, to go through all those kinds of addictions and everything that I had, and probably you might relate as well, is like we had no legs. We had to grow legs, bro. We had to grow legs, and from there we had to build up on top of the things that's there. Like, from having no legs to growing legs to then going on to competing in the real world. It like our start line was never the same. We didn't start from the same start line. Like, there were, but that's okay. Come on, that's okay. That's all okay. I'm grateful for all of that. But it's like, if we are on this train, if we are on this bullet train of improvement, then hopefully we'll get there one day. And a comparison, people talk about comparison, like let's say like like monetarily, let's focus on monetarily or finance for this section. It's like, even if you are trying to be the make try to make the most money, it's like it only matters to a certain point, and then after that it's not a big thing. Like, it's just a number on the screen, right? So it doesn't really impact your quality of life that much. So if I had to say something like that, I don't think there's actually a big difference in how Jeff Bezos lives, or someone else who's like a billionaire like that. I don't think their lives are so different on a day-to-day basis that they're not able to purchase different yachts or something. I don't think that's the case, because you see, we have, like, let's say the 100th billionaire who might have, like, let's say, I don't know, maybe $8 billion, and then you have Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk who have like 250 and 250 billion, 200 billion, something like that, right? I don't think their life actually on a day-to-day basis changes that much. Like, they can still buy pretty much the same things, and once you get to that kind of a level in terms of money, I don't think it makes a huge difference. So money it shouldn't really be the point that we're trying to chase after. And sometimes you do find that there are some things that are more important than money that can't be bought with money, and that should be more prioritized, right? So for me, that's religion, and that's something that's really close to me. But we'll get to that. So I think this is something that we need to prioritize and we need to get over. And I think if we just focus on getting improvement 1% every day, I think that's also enough. I don't know, you might like disagree with me. I want to know if I'm really wrong here, because I don't know if I'm actually wrong. But this is what I think, alright? It's like, if we improve 1% every day, man, I think I don't know what the end result is. We might be. It might be something that we might have not imagined. So I think that's something that we need to look into, because I think there's a lot of leeway into that, man. I think if we do that, we don't know what the limits are. I don't think we don't know what the limits to that are. To be honest with you, to be truly honest with you, I don't think there are any limits to that, of improving 1% every day, because every individual has lived a life that is so unique to them, like the parents they had, the place they grew up in, the conditions that they were brought up in, the people that they hang around with, and everything, the era, the time, and the time period in which they live is so unique to everybody for the most part. I don't think, man, we can really compare. Sure. Even if I had a twin, who grew up with the same conditions as mine, might have had a different belief set or something else. Like, I don't actually know that. But if I have to be truly honest with you, I think we can get along with this strategy too. And that thing that Alex says about we have to do what's required, not what's the best, because our best might not be something that's required, and our best might not be up to the level, up to the mark, and I think that's okay. Our best can improve, and there's point to that as well. But I think we can slowly catch up to that, right? I think even objectively speaking, we can catch up to that. But I think I'm just not there yet. I don't know when I will be, but let's see if like let's see if when I do get there, let me try to objectify myself with values and metrics, right? When I do get there, I think we can get there. I'm talking to those who are you know who are left behind, who have been Jeffries for the most part of their lives, who have been in a very very dark place for 2 3 years or longer. I'm speaking to you. So if you think, bro, that we are so far behind the race and we had no legs, we're slowly growing them, bro. And so once we get catch up, we really catch up. We really do catch up because we have we have those lessons. We have that kind of chip on our shoulders, which is something that they might not have, and that might be our advantage, and then that might be our unfair advantage. Who knows? God knows. So the thing is, so for now we have to be patient with ourselves and just try to improve 1% every day. And when we have reached objectively to that point where we can say, in from the input standpoint of view, that we are on the same level as let's say as some of the other guys who are killing it in life according to society standards, right? Then we might be able to compare ourselves both on terms of competitively, objectively, and everything else, like in a business standpoint of view. I think until we reach that time, I think using the strategy of getting better 1% every day and comparing to yourself to who you were yesterday and not to someone else who is today is actually a big I think strategy that might help us to get there. And even if we get there, we can use this and that, because this is one of those things where one thing does not relinquish the other. Even when we are competing with someone else, we can always compete with who we were yesterday. So there can be two things as well. We can be comparing ourselves with who someone else is today as well, when we do reach that point, right? And then we can also compare ourselves to who we were yesterday, because that's something that we can add in together. And that "and" by Gary Vee, I think, is really interesting in solving this problem. So we can use that "and" when we do reach that point of getting to compete with them on equal terms on those guys, and then we can use both to let's say we can use both to really improve and enhance our self improvement. I hope that helped.